Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm an event planner at the Orange County Library System. I plan author events and writing workshops, and I invited some of my writing friends to provide writing tips for you. This next one is from author Kylie Schachte.
Hi everyone, I'm Kylie Schachte and I'm the author of You're Next. It's a YA murder mystery. You can learn more about it at my website, kylieschachte.com. I'm also on social media at Kylie Schachte pretty much everywhere. So today I'm going to be talking about filtering, which is a way that we sometimes create emotional distance between the main character and the reader. So it's a way of constructing sentences that really just reminds the reader that they are hearing about the story after the fact, rather than allowing them to feel connected to the main character because they're experiencing everything at the same time. So an example of this would be something like, I heard my father's footsteps down the hall, versus my father's footsteps echoed down the hall. In the first version, by using heard, we're reminding the reader that the main character has already heard those footsteps. Now they're telling us about it. Versus in the second version, we are hearing it at the exact same time as that main character, and we feel that much more emotionally connected because of it. So I always think of it as kind of like the difference between when your friend tells you a story about the party last night versus when you watch a movie. So when your friend tells you about the party, it's kind of like, I was all, and then she was all, and then they were like, and that's not unentertaining, but it's not like you're that emotionally invested in the outcome either. Versus with a movie, because it's a visual medium, you have, like, let's just say a monster is climbing up the porch steps to a house. You're hearing the creaking of the steps, and you're hearing like the claws against the wood, and you're seeing the monster's shadow pass over the windows, and you feel that much more invested in what's about to happen, and that much more connected to the characters because you're really experiencing everything alongside them. So one point of caution before we start talking about what exactly this all looks like. I do think that people tend to take this a little bit overboard. Once you learn about it, you can't unsee it. And so people will start just like cutting all of these words from their manuscript wholesale. And sometimes just saying, I heard or I saw really is the fastest, easiest, clearest way to say something. So what I do instead is I keep a list of filtering words handy. And then when I get to the revising stage of my manuscript, I will do a Control F in my Word document for every single word on my list. And I look at every single usage of those words. And yes, this does take a while. And as I'm looking at each of these usages, I'm really asking myself, is there a more immediate way that I could say this? Is there a more compelling way that I could say this with more experiential detail? And so I kind of group these words into 3 different categories, and this isn't exhaustive. Category 1 would be like chronology words. So when, then, next, that sort of thing. Category 2 would be all of your, what I call thinky words. So think, thought, decide, realize, know, wonder, you get the point. Last category would be all of your sensory words. So look, see, touch, taste, feel, etc. So those first 2 categories are actually pretty easy to get rid of. You basically just cut them. If I have a sentence that's like, I'm going to have cereal, I thought, I can just lose the I thought. It's assumed that it's the character thinking it. We're already inside their head. That's easy. Where things get a little bit more interesting is with the sensory words, because you have to get a little bit more creative about what you're going to replace them with. If I have a sentence that's like, I smell pie, I have to really think about how can I give the reader that kind of sensory experience of pie without just saying, I smell pie. So I always think about this one example from my book, You're Next, where I have the 2 romantic interests having this really difficult and painful conversation with each other. And I had this sentence that was kind of like, I look away, unable to meet his eyes. And as I was thinking about how to replace it, I had this idea where instead of just saying that she looks away, I would have her describe in detail this guy's couch. So this guy lives this kind of like sad, lonely existence. He's pushed a lot of people away. He's living in this dark, dingy apartment with this gross couch that he hauled in off the street. And I had her describe in detail every stain and every rip on that couch. And so it's really clear that she is determined not to look him in the eye because she's going into so much detail talking about this gross couch that we would normally ignore. But it also gives us a lot more information about him and this kind of heartbreaking existence he's living, where he's all alone with in this dark apartment with this gross street couch. And so that really, I think, is what the point is here, is this isn't just like a checklist of words to avoid because some lady on the internet told you to. It's really about these words are overused. And so when we replace them, we're replacing them with words that are more interesting and more specific and give us more detail, more insight into these characters. And I think that's that specificity that's really the key. When you can give the reader a detail that they never would have imagined for themselves, that's when you're really doing your job as a storyteller. So that's filtering. And once again, I'm Kylie Schachte. I'm the author of You're Next. I hope this was helpful. Good luck.
Thank you for watching. To learn more about writing workshops and see more videos, visit ocls.info/writerscorner. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.